Hey, what's going on, the YouTube family? This is Sammy Legger here representing Team JVS. I'm back here again for another movie review. The name of this movie is called The Marksman. This arrives out everywhere January 15th on Friday. So, this is another Liam Neeson film. This is directed by Robert Lorenz. This is his first or second directorial debut. He's got, I think, 4 more movies down the pipeline. This is starring, of course, Liam Neeson himself. This has got Katheryn Winnick. Who also is a part of Vikings, as well as the Warriors from Netflix. This also has Juan Pablo Reba in the movie 33. And it also is a newcomer in Jacob Perez playing the role of Miguel. This is his first acting role in a major motion picture. Now, the synopsis reads, a rancher on the Arizona border becomes an unlikely defender of a young Mexican boy desperately fleeing the cartel assassins who have pursued him into the U.S. Now, I had never seen the actual trailer for this, and I didn't have any preconceived notions of any expectations one way or another with this. As far as The Honest Thief, that didn't come to my liking because I didn't like the merger of the comedy, and then it was kind of flat with certain elements for it. And I thought this was very interesting. I was like, this is a fish out of water scenario, because like, okay, we're gonna see where this really kind of goes, because now he's working with someone younger, as well as the scenarios are kind of different than what Liam really kind of does. But his character is a Marine veteran. He also, again, lives on the border of Arizona, and he also has some troubles. He has some issues from his past. He's lost loved ones, and he is right now in a financial situation. And that's all I'm gonna kind of say. Now, as far as the cinematography for this, as far as the scope of this, I think the wide shots do work in terms of scope, but it wasn't anything very impressive. I think personally, the crew and the people that worked on like shows like Breaking Bad had better shots and better imagery, as well as a lot of better coordinated like moments of what's going on with the cartel, what their capability is, and what could happen with certain scenarios. This kind of felt flat, unfortunately, to me, in the way that it was actually captured, as well as the imagery, and as well as the execution behind who these characters really were. Most of the characters, like I said, the main cartel person, who was played by John Pablo Reba, he comes off as a very tough guy. He seems like he's layered, but we don't get any kind of understanding of why he's doing what he's doing. We don't, unless you're really paying close attention to the motivations, it doesn't justify the means of what's really going on. Especially when in the second or third act, they make a decision to do something with the very thing that he's trying to look for. Either way, the character motivations for some of the things he does are intriguing, but they don't line up to make any kind of sense. There's one moment where he kind of goes and invades the property of this house and picks up something. I was like, well, that's interesting, but it doesn't go anywhere. The other thing I would say is that the character Miguel, I think that, honestly, this young man, Jacob Perez, does a really good job. I think that his acting is actually some of the better parts of this film, because it seems really natural, authentic. Maybe it's because he's allowing himself to really feel this character. But they don't do anything with him. A good amount of the film, there's not even any dialogue with him to do anything with. And I think with the character motivations of why he's doing what he's doing, you know, it's all about survival versus like, you know, what is the deepness and the thoughts and the emotions that he has of the state that he's in, you know, and the sheer terror behind what's really kind of happening to him, what's happening to his mom, what's happening to his circumstance right now. It's kind of wasted, in my personal opinion. Now, when it comes to Liam Neeson's character, his character, to me, is an understandable one, given the circumstance. Like, this, to me, seems like, oh, okay, yeah, this will be exactly how this would be. This is exactly how he reacts. It's not that he's this knight in shining armor. It's not that he's just this selfless human being. Like, no, he is a very fundamentally flawed human being. Like, he is ridden with guilt, and he is down on his luck, and he could care less about this situation certain moments, even though he starts to kind of turn around to doing the right thing. His motivations are very cloudy all throughout, which is okay. The problem is that from an audience standpoint, that doesn't make us root for him. nor does when the resolution of where things go, you know, bring any kind of emotional connection to the character at all. It's like, it's a believable character, but at the same time, it isn't a redeemable one, which kind of questions why this is a film at certain points. And that goes back to the story. The story, to me, I've seen this story before, and I think it's been done better in different shows and different movies, and I think that this is one of those ones that just kind of laid flat for me, unfortunately. I think it didn't do any favors to the actors or what they were trying to accomplish as far as the end goal or what the purpose of the actual film. It kind of came off really cookie-cutter-ish. It could have been something that, to me, could have came on streaming or, you know, on demand or straight to TV movie. But as far as my rating with this, I'd rest it at like a 5, maybe 5.5 out of 10. I think it is entertaining at moments. I think there is some heart there. There is some, you know, good character-based moments. And again, I didn't talk about Katheryn Winnick because they really don't do anything with her character. Like, they don't utilize anything with her. Like, she's just kind of there. And there was another film that I seen recently with a really big cast that kind of did the same thing with a very good actor, and they didn't really do anything with it. It could have been anybody playing this specific role. It was just kind of like, for their face, it was just kind of there. And I think that that was a wasted opportunity. So would I recommend you guys go and check out The Marksman? Not necessarily, unless you just want something to kind of be entertained by, kind of catch some feels here or there, bring you back to some nostalgia from Breaking Bad moments when it comes to the cartel. And I think this is reality. When you look at a movie like Sicario that deals specifically with that world and the vastness of what capabilities of things could be, this movie comes off very cookie cutterish. Even to the point of the fights and the gunfights, it's not the best. I've seen Liam Neeson movies that had better gunfights and better fights. And that didn't have anything about Liam Neeson's age. It's just the way that it's actually shot, the way it's choreographed. There's some scenes where, for shock value, some of the cartel members do some heinous, terrible things, but then they don't show it. And so it's like, why even do it? Why even kind of paint this menacing, you know, like these are some bad guys. And I think that from a scenario standpoint, they did do something really interesting with the cartel and with the situation that the character Jim was in. But that quickly goes and fades just to go to the next sequence. And I think that's where the film kind of lays flat. The more and more I think about the film, the more and more I kind of go and watch other things, my number has decreased. But hopefully you guys do find some enjoyment out of it. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe, hit that bell button. Keep it locked. JVS, we ain't gonna stop. Have a blessing, you guys. Peace.